Good morning to you, our esteemed listener out there. Good to have you join us on Newsreel this morning. My name is Bilqees Ishola Taiwo. It's another beautiful Wednesday morning, the second day in the month of September, the year 2020. Welcome on board. And good morning to you, my wonderful partner this morning.
Good morning to you, Black Queen. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good morning to every of our listener out there. This morning is going to be a blessed morning for us. Today is the second day in the month of September 2020, and we're glad to have you join us again on our newspaper review, Newsreel on Pensioners 106.7 FM at Barigo, Onirike Ibadan. My name is Babafemi Obideyi, and you're welcome.
This morning, I have with me the Nigerian Tribune.
I have the Punch newspaper right here.
Major headline coming from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Khan writes Buhari wants scammers suspended. Act not targeted at churches. Khan can sponsor amendment bill to it, says presidency.
Water resources. Confusion over bill as reps leaders disagree over hearing. We'll shoot it down again. Southern Middle Belt lawmakers mobilize against bill. Public hearing held in 8th Assembly. We won't hold another committee chair.
Naira firms up to 440 to dollar. Additional sworn in for second term at AFDB. Promises to do more for Africans.
ShopRite moves to challenge order stopping assets transfer. And on the Kama bill, we have Khan writes Buhari says law danger to national interest.
Osun government orders public schools to revert to old names. COVID-19 palliative. Senate demands apology from NDDC as Ojuwo says no center was beneficiary.
NLC man others kick against electricity tariff hike. Bajabiamila visits Buhari embarks on peace shuttle to Ghana.
2 killed as trailer rams Oshomole's convoy. Party suspends campaign.
Cross River doctors block governor's office, demand rescue of kidnapped colleague. 2 policemen killed as truck crashes into a Shomalist convoy. We have that right here too. Registrar's circular on university reopening false, malicious OAU.
Gunmen abduct 3 hospital workers in Ondo. Federal government yet to approve flight schedule for foreign airlines.
Ondo, APC faults PDP's allegation of buying voters' cards, and the National Assembly denies receiving 20 million naira palliative from NDDC. Unlicensed driver crushes Lagos motorcyclist, passenger to death.
Yoruba Summit Group sets new condition for 2023 election. Says NEF call on review aligns with clamor for restructuring Nigeria. Calls for new constitution.
Police comb Ondo first as gunmen abduct doctor 2 others. And on Edo decides 2020 don't turn Edo to a war zone, CSO tells politicians. Yaga raises security concerns, identifies 13 flashpoints. Allegations against Edo, Ondo, resident electoral commissioners, mere distractions. This is coming from INEC.
This cause increases electricity tariff as NERC approved service reflective tariff takes off.
That's a bit that I have from this end from the Punch newspaper for this morning.
5 killed, 3,000 hectares of farmlands destroyed by flood in Bauchi, Kano. And the photograph coming from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune has the former Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole commiserating with an hospitalized member of his convoy who was injured following an accident in Edo State on Tuesday. Those are the headlines we have for you this beautiful Wednesday morning. We go on a short break, and when we return, we take you through the details of the stories. Please stay with us.
All right, you're welcome back. This is still Newsreel on Pensioners 106.7 FM at Barigo Oniri Balon. Please be reminded that you can join us on our Facebook page, Pensioners FM, as we are streaming live. You can watch us do everything we're doing here. And you can also drop your comments on the program today. Definitely we'll check that channel and pick it. You can also check us on our YouTube page. The same name, Pensioners FM, is what to check. And don't forget that time will come on the program where we'll open the studio lines for you to make your contributions on the show for this morning. And we're also glad to let you know that we have our analyst in the house in person of Mr. Femi Olukunle. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. How are
Good
you?
to have you.
Thank you, madam. Good morning.
All right, let's take you through the stories that we have for this morning. And of course, I will beg reaction of our analysts on some salient topics to discuss. I'll start here. Water resources confusion over bill as reps leaders disagree over hearing. There was confusion on Tuesday over the water resources bill as two leaders of the House of Representatives sharply disagreed over public hearings on it. The deputy majority leader of the House of Representatives, Peter Patterson, in an interview said public hearings would be held on the controversial bill, which was abandoned by the 8th National Assembly. The chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business, Abubakar Fulata, who introduced the bill on July 23, 2020, said there will be no more public hearings on it. He said a public hearing on the bill was held in the 8th National Assembly, adding that there was no need for another in the current 9th Assembly. There are some other stories and sub stories coming from that. Bill brought back illegally, says a Rivers rep. Water bill, Lagos, Rivers, Benue, others won't exist again, says lawmaker. It will be subjected to public hearing, Deputy House leader says. Uh, Public hearing was held in 8th Assembly. We won't hold another. Committee chair lampoons PDP lawmakers, others opposing bill. Nobody from riverine areas will support it. This is coming from the Delta Senate. All of the stories and more coming with the headline: Water resources confusion over bill as reps leaders disagree over hearing.
Khan writes Buhari wants Kama suspended. Act not targeted at churches, says presidency. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, on Tuesday asked President Muhammadu Buhari to suspend the implementation of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA. The suspension request was contained in a letter sent to the president by the office of CAN President, Reverend Shupo Ayokunle. The CAMA had generated controversy since it was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari on August 7. The act has serious consequences for the functioning of non-profits, including churches in the country, critics have said. Khan, in its letter to Buhari on Tuesday, said it was yet to view a full copy of the act. Khan writes Buhari wants Kama suspended. Acts not targeted at churches, says presidency.
Bajabiamila visits Buhari, embarks on peace shuttle to Ghana. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, will on Wednesday today travel to Ghana as one of the ways of resolving the issues arising from the $1 million levy imposed by the West African country on traders from Nigeria. Bajabiamila told State House correspondents at the end of a meeting he had with the President, retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari, at the presidential villa on Tuesday that he had received Buhari's nod to embark on the trip. Recall that the federal government, through the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, had last week protested the development, saying it would no longer accept humiliation of Nigerians by Ghana. Bajabiamila visits Buhari, embarks on peace shuttle to Ghana.
Foreign airlines may not resume operations into Nigeria September 5. Indications have emerged as to why international airlines may not recommence operations into the country from the September 5 date already announced, as the federal government is yet to approve of their return. According to information gathered, the Nigeria government till now has not approved the flight schedules for the foreign carriers. The lack of approval has made the mega carriers agitated as the delay may hinder their arrangement to resume operations into Nigeria. A source from one of the foreign carriers who pleaded anonymity said all the airlines are waiting for their schedule to be approved. Foreign airlines may not resume operations into Nigeria September 5.
National Assembly denies receiving 20 million naira palliative from NDDC. The Senate said on Tuesday that none of its members received 20 million naira COVID-19 palliative from the Niger Delta Development Commission. The Director of Projects Interim Management Committee of the NDDC, Dr. Cairo Ojogbo, had alleged in a recent newspaper interview that the agency gave 20 million naira to each senator, while each of the House of Representatives members collected 15 million naira as palliative. But the spokesperson for the Senate, Dr. Ajibola Bashir, denied Ojogbo's claims in a statement titled NDDC Boss says legislators and senators got 20 million naira, reps 15 million naira each for COVID-19. A disclaimer on Tuesday. National Assembly denies receiving 20 million naira palliative from NDDC.
Nigeria's refineries incurred 148 billion naira operating deficits in 13 months. The three Nigeria's refineries in the space of 13 months incurred a combined operation deficit of 148 billion naira, report has said. The refineries, Warri and Port Harcourt, had zero production between June 2019 and June 2020, except for Kaduna that utilized 8.4% of its capacity in July 2019. This was contained in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) monthly financial and operations report for June 2020. According to the report, the total sum of operation expenses (OPEX) for Warri is 43 billion naira, while Port Harcourt and Kaduna refineries recorded 47.2 billion and 65.2 billion naira, respectively, from a total revenue of 10.4 billion within the period. Nigeria's refineries incurred 148 billion naira operating deficits in 13 months.
NLC man others kick against electricity tariff hike. Labour vows to resist, warns NERC against playing the ostrich. Hike can contract economy in quarter 3 and 4, according to man. Electricity consumers, labor unions, and key stakeholders in the economy on Tuesday kicked against increase in electricity tariff implemented by power distribution companies across the country on Tuesday. Those that spoke on the tariff adjustments included the Nigeria Labour Congress, which vowed to resist the increase, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, which said the hike could precipitate recession in the third quarter of the year, and the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The NLC said the hike would further impoverish Nigerians, and the Congress argued that the implementation of the new tariff on Tuesday was despite the resolution of the Senate and the direct orders of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, that the decision by the electricity distribution companies on tariff should be suspended until further notice. NLC, MAN, others kick as electricity against electricity tariff hike. And of course, let's bring in our analyst from here. Once again, good morning, Mr. Femi Olukule.
Good morning.
All right, we have taken a number of stories. Let's start from the water resources bill. We have some senators saying that there would be public hearing on the bill again. And of course, the person who brought back the bill to the House says that there will be no other public hearing as one was conducted in the 8th Assembly. What is your view and your take on this?
I think the fellow who brought the bill back to the 9th National Assembly,
Abubakar Fulata,
knows what he's doing. The bill seeks to give the federal government power over all the water resources we have in the country. And don't forget that we are in a federation. And not only that, the federal government does not own any land in the country other than the one it has carved out for itself, which is Abuja. All other lands in the country belong to state governments, and the state governments, according to the constitution of the country, have power over the land in their respective jurisdiction. However, the land we're talking about includes everything on land, including water. And if they take this opportunity away from the governors by the back door through the legislation that they say they will not allow people to come and talk about, that means they are taking part of the powers that belong to the governors of the state. And the fact of the matter is that in these waters, you have certain resources, and of course, the resources that are brought out of water, including the oil, which is the cash cow of the country. The federal government takes everything and gives whatever it wants to state government and to federating units. But to take it completely means that federal government wants to cripple the state government. So the guy who brought back the bill, he knows what he's doing. But you see, the area that I will disagree with him is for him to say that there will not be any public hearing, because already people have started talking, and people who want to go against the bill are very many. So they should allow democratic principles to be to be run.
I want to believe that in the 8th Assembly, a public hearing was conducted and there was public outcry against this bill.
Exactly.
And the reason why it was stepped down. But of course, bringing it back now would mean, or in your opinion, don't you think there should be another public hearing to sample the opinion of people?
Exactly. That is what I'm saying. So for him to say that there will be no public hearing, one, it's not the head of the House. It's not the chief executive of the House. So for him to be flexing muscle that no public hearing will be allowed means there is a sinister motive behind the presentation of that bill.
All right.
I beg your reaction on Khan writing the president saying they want Karma law suspended, and the presidency is coming to say that Karma law is not targeted at churches. What have you got to say to this?
I did not expect anything short of what the federal government has said. I expected the federal government to defend what it has approved. However, you see, I won't blame the federal government, honestly. I will blame Khan and whoever is crying foul now. Because before a law can pass through the National Assembly to the table of the president, there must have been public hearing. If there was public hearing on that bill before it became law, if Khan did not go there to have a say and tell the lawmakers that, look, we don't like this area, expand this area, we suggest that you add this. And now when the milk is already spilled and somebody is crying, I don't think it is necessary. However, that does not mean that they don't have the democratic power to say their own. And given the fact that we are in a democracy, the federal government also has the democratic responsibility to listen to them and probably make any adjustments. But you see, Nigerians, we just like, I'm sorry to use this word, we like to be complacent. What we are expected to do, we will not do until things go out of hand. And so many sufferings we are experiencing in the country today. You see, people just, when the government brings this hardship onto us, people will just take it and move away and move on as if nothing has happened. And yet people feel the agony. But those who make the law, those who make who bring the policies, they don't care. But people don't react. I remember that in France some years ago, there was an increase in petrol in pump price of a petroleum product, and people parked all their vehicles on the highway, and that forced government to step down that policy. There was a time in Britain when bread had its price skyrocketed, and people reacted, and government adjusted. But here in Nigeria, we just English on radio, on pages of newspapers, and then life goes on, and people are suffering. And I think that was what Fela called suffering and smiling in one of his albums of old.
All right, let me ask you about this now. NLC, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, others kicking against electricity tariff hike. What is your take on this?
You see, I've always said it, even on this channel, on this radio, that one major factor of production is electricity. And if electricity is taken care of today, every other thing will be fixed. COVID-19 problems. And for anyone to think about jacking up the price, the tariff of electricity. I don't think that person loves Nigerians.
Mm.
Many Nigerians cannot make ends meet now. Many have lost their jobs. Many have got their salaries slashed. And then somebody is thinking about jacking up the tariff of electricity. And when that one is done, the manufacturers will hike the prices of their products. And when that is done, those who go to buy from the manufacturers will increase the prices that the consumers will also buy the products. So from that end, and these consumers we are talking about are the users of electricity in their respective homes, or probably somebody who is relying on electricity to make his money to take care of his family. So you see that it has a ripple effect. So I think it is not an auspicious time. It is not a good time for anybody to jack up the tariff of electricity. Otherwise, they are adding more to the yoke of Nigerians.
Let me say that the argument of the NLC is that the government has even said that this should be stepped down until further notice, and they are wondering why it is coming at this time. They said in their own words that it is to impoverish Nigerians.
Yes, yesterday when I was listening to that arguments, yes, federal government said step it down. But the producers of electricity says that, okay, those of you that are that are consuming electricity for 12 hours, yes, you are going to pay the high tariff. Those who are consuming less may not pay now. Now, the fact of the matter is that we have a government, for goodness sake, in this country. And you see, anybody decides to do whatever he likes, as if to say there is no government. If government talks, who is that person who will say yes? Okay, you pay, you don't pay. So let's put the ball back into the court of the government and see whether government is going to react to that obnoxious decision or not.
All right, what have you got to say to this? Nigeria's refineries incurred 148 billion naira operating deficit in 13 months. And according to that report, in June 2020, the three refineries did not process any crude, while the combined yield efficiency is 0%.
You see, that's one of the very numerous meanings of Nigeria. That action is one of the numerous meanings of the name Nigeria. It is unfortunate that Nigeria, the other meaning of Nigeria is corruption. If you did not sell anything to me, and you are saying that the cost of transportation of the good you sold to me was so and so, I mean, that is corruption. These refineries did not refine any crude, and they incurred such humongous amount of money as operation costs. It is another meaning. It's another meaning for the name Nigeria. So we have a government. I'll say it again. If government allows that to go, well, that means there is connivance between the government functionaries and the operators at NNPC. But I hope government will not allow this. I just hope so.
All right, let's take some more stories now while we continue the program. We already can see Oluwafemi Temitayo Faliti on our Facebook page, and also Taufik Akimbanu. So saying good morning. Later on in the show, we'll take the comment of Oluwafemi Temitayo Faliti. It's quite lengthy, and of course, your opinion also matters on the show for this morning. But let's go into some more details and some other stories. Now, we are extending our membership beyond North, new NBA. The leadership of the new Nigerian Bar Association said they are extending their membership beyond the North, noting that the body is not about regional affairs. One of the conveners of the new body of lawyers, Nuhu Ibrahim, said this in an interview in Kaduna on Tuesday. According to him, membership of the new NBA is open to all lawyers across the country who share their ideals. We are extending our membership beyond North, new NBA.
AFDB, Adeshina sworn in for second term, promises to do more for Africans. Dr. Akinwumi Adeshina was on Tuesday sworn in for another term of 5 years as the president of African Development Bank, AFDB, with a promise to make the bank stronger to deliver greater quality impacts for the people of Africa. Stating his focus for the next 5 years, Adesina said, "We will ensure that Africa's youth potential is fully unleashed. In this regard, the bank will support the establishment of youth entrepreneurship investment banks, banks that will help to mobilize and deploy capital to drive the entrepreneurship of the youth of Africa in ways that are systemic, scalable, and sustainable." AFDB, additional sworn in for second term, promises to do more for Africans.
Kogi orders reopening of schools September 14. The Kogi state government on Tuesday announced the reopening of schools at all levels, including primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions in the state. And another story, Mr. President, wear face mask too. Ex-ACF Secretary tells Buhari, a former Secretary General of the Iowa Consultative Forum, Anthony Sani, has said one way of enforcing compliance in curtailing further spread of COVID-19 is for the President, Muhammadu Buhari, all the 36 state governors, as well as traditional rulers, to lead the way by wearing face masks. Mr. President, wear face mask too. Ex-ACF Secretary tells Buhari. And another one here, or your farmers lament maize farms destruction, 88 cows seized. The commercial farmers in Igongo community, Barapan North local government area of your state, under the aegis of the Igongo Agro Park Investors Association, have asked the state government and the Commissioner of Police in your state to find a lasting solution to the unprecedented losses occasioned by the incessant invasion of their farms by some cattle herders. Or your farmers lament maize farms destruction, 88 cows seized.
Alleged COVID 19 palliative, Senate demands apology from NDDC. "I didn't make that statement," Ujigbo. The Senate on Tuesday demanded a public apology from the Interim Management Committee of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, over claim by the letter that federal lawmakers collected huge sums of money as COVID 19 palliatives. The Executive Director, Projects, NDDC, Dr. Cairo Ojigbo, had an interview with journalists, alleged that the lawmakers were beneficiaries of what he called COVID 19 allowance. He said they are talking about COVID 19 payments. The federal government is giving every citizen 13,000 naira each. Do you know how much federal government has spent? The CBN and many other corporations have been giving COVID 19 allowances, which are within their purview, just like NDDC did. Alleged COVID 19 palliative, Senate demands a
Edo, Ondo, Rex, Mayor distractions. INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, on Tuesday exonerated its resident electoral commissioners and other officials from all accusations by politicians. The commission also promised free, fair, and credible elections in the elections in Edo and Ondo states scheduled for September 19 and October 10, respectively. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, spoke shortly after administering oath of office on a resident electoral commissioner representing Osun State, Dr. Tela Adeniro Rahman, at the commission's headquarters in Abuja. Allegations against Edo, Ondo resident electoral commissioners, mere distractions. INEC.
5 dead. Houses, farmlands destroyed by flood in Bauchi, Kano. Relocate to upland areas. Delta government warns residents in flood-prone areas. 3 persons have died following a flood caused by a downpour in Adamami village in Shira local government area of Bauchi State, just as no fewer than 200 houses collapsed and 3,000 hectares of farmlands washed away. It has also been reported that 2 persons died after a downpour in Garim Madaki in Rogo local government area of Kano State. In Bauchi, journalists gathered that residents of the village on Monday spent the night saving women and children from being trapped in the debris of collapsed buildings. 5 dead, houses, farmlands destroyed by flood in Bauchi, Kano. Relocate to upland areas. Delta government warns residents in flood-prone areas.
All right, before we take some more stories on the program this morning, and of course, calling our analysts to review some of the stories we have taken, it's now the time of you, our dear listener, to contribute on the show for this morning. And the studio lines to call remain 0908 111 1067, 090 81 11 1067 and also 080 8010 1067 080 on YouTube, Pensioners FM. Once again, don't forget that you can call in the show now 0908 111 1067 0908 111 1067 and also 0808 010 1067. Some more stories coming from here. Blasphemy. Court officials frustrate musician's appeal. Attempts to appeal the death sentence given to a musician, Yahya Sharif Aminu, was stalled again on Tuesday as officials of the Upper Sharia Court in Kano State refused to make available certified true copies of the judgment. Sharif Aminu was sentenced to death on August 10, 2020 for blaspheming Prophet Muhammad, was given 30 days by the court to appeal the judgment, meaning that the time would lapse on Wednesday, September 9. For the appeal to be accepted at the Court of Appeal, the convict is expected to personally sign the notice of the appeal, while certified copies of the original judgment will be attached to it. Blasphemy. Court officials frustrate musicians' appeal, and FCT minister approves payment of resident doctors. Approves payment as resident doctors begin strike. The strike by Association of Resident Doctors, Federal Capital Territory Administration chapter, over non-payment of their COVID-19 hazard and inducement allowances commenced on Tuesday with compliance in different hospitals. The strike action was meant to be in the 14 general and district hospitals in the FCT, including the Department of Public and Primary Healthcare. The report says that there was compliance at the general hospitals in Kubwa, Wuse, Meitama, Nyaya, and Asokoro. FCT minister approves payment as resident doctors begin strike.
0908-111-1067 and 0808-010-1067. Those are the studio lines to phone in and give your own contributions this morning on Newsreel. Police rescue 12 stolen children in Anambra. The Anambra State Police Command has arrested some suspects for stealing 12 children. We have a caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please reduce the volume of your radio set. We can hear ourselves again. All right.
Hello, is it clear now?
Yes, it's a bit clear now. Your contributions in the show, quickly.
My name is William.
You're welcome,
I'm
William.
from Ologun.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you very much. I want to ask, this water bill, the three water bill that they are being forced into the Nigerians now. When it was vested on the governors, are there areas where the governors failed to utilize that power adequately by giving birth to this new ideas? See, this bill personally has more to do with the Ruga initiative that is still ongoing in the shadows.
In your own opinion?
In my own opinion, yes, it's still ongoing in the shadows. And it's an insult and an affront on Nigerians. Now, the man that's bringing the bill said they had their public hearing in the 8th Assembly, and the bill was stood down. Now he's bringing up the bill in the 9th Assembly, and he's saying he wants to use the public hearing of the 8th Assembly to justify the bill now. How does that make sense? If not because he has, he has given himself boldness to insult Nigerians, he will come out and make such statements. See, one of the saddest, perhaps the most beautiful phrases that Nigerians keep repeating is God Day. I'm a Christian. I believe there is God. But when somebody decides deliberately to put his hand in your eyes, you do something, you do all you can to make sure you prevent that from happening.
Right.
These politicians and what they are doing, they are putting their hands in the eyes of Nigerians. But somehow, we have not been able to give ourselves the goodness to confront them.
Right,
Until we do that, they will continue what they are doing.
Thank you very much, Williams. And you too, Williams. Thank you for that. And of course, Mr. Femi Olukunle, he asked a very salient question there. He said, are there areas the government, or the governors rather, didn't do well while the water resources bill was in their capacity as governors, and now prompting the proposed takeover by the federal government? All right, let's answer this call before you answer that question. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, friend. John Njoko is my name.
You're welcome,
morning.
Mr. John Njoko.
The analysis, yes. Thank you. I want to talk about the national water bill.
Okay.
Because that it was set down in 2018
Yes.
by the 8th National Assembly by popular opinion and bill introduced in 2020. And they are saying there should be no public participation. Is that not funny? I've always believed that the 8th National Assembly under Shola Saraki will go down as the one that defended the sanctity and the defenders of the parliament. And then we will have the dictatorship. John Njoko is my name.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Njoko. 08080101067, 08080101067, and also 09081111067, 09081111067. You can also drop your comments on our Facebook page, Pensioners FM. We have another caller here. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from? Mr. Ojo from Bodija, right?
Thank you very much. Just like the last caller said, John Njoko.
All right.
The National Assembly stepped down the bill. But he was there. And then for the so that he started. Oh, I don't get the book at the shelf. Is the problem in this country? This is like a lot of things. Today, the man is out. Are we getting better? Is the stability of today be better? God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ojo from
Bodija.
All right, from Bodija. You also can be a part of this morning. 09081111067, 09081111067, and also 08080101067, 08080101067. I would want you to react, Mr. Femi Olukunle, to that question asked by William Somologwe. All our callers this morning have reacted to the Water Resources Bill being brought back in this 9th Assembly, and this bill controversial in its on its own because it was stepped down in the 8th Assembly led by Senator Bukola Saraki, and now it's been brought back, and they say that there is no public hearing. There would be no public hearing. There is another caller right here. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please move away from your radio set.
Remove it.
All right. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ring Road.
I did not get your name again.
I'm Joseph.
Oh, Joseph from Ring Road. You're welcome on the program. All right, quickly, your reaction.
Some of these laws that we have people with the right of farmers. And it's expensive. So I don't think why we need for that. And then the reason for that, come to this issue of the water, the economy. That one has our own water. So if we are there, this is part of that person. I think don't need them because we are there to extend them. And I also expected the governor from the south side, those people are from state. If you let that people talk to their representatives out of pressure. So this issue of bringing the value of the president on payment to happen. If they don't agree from the house, let that be outside. And I know they have that of a thing. The people that owns water, they are not about people who have, I mean, we have water in the under oceans in the south.
All right.
The National Assembly will go for what person is signing with the bill is not part, it's not signing.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph from Ring Road. Have a wonderful day. 09081111067, 08080101067. Quickly, Mr. Femi Olukunle. The question raised by William Somologwe, who virtually was raised by every other caller this morning, saying that didn't the governors do so well with water resources in their different locations while it was, or it is still in with the state governors, but now that the federal government is prompting to or proposing to take over water resources, is there anything they are going to do better with it? Because we have other resources managed by the federal government, and we are still complaining about them.
No, it is not a question of whether any governor did well with water resources or not. It's not even the business of the federal government. What federal government wants to do is to widen its horizon, to feather its own nest. Federal government wants to hijack that thing from the state government. That is just it. And when they do that, you see, everything about that water resources bill was talked about in the 8th Assembly. And I just deliberately did not talk widen it when I was talking the other time. You know, this idea of a cow from the north coming down south to drink water, it's just to open window for a group of people. That's just it. But you see, I deliberately failed to talk about it the other time I was talking about it. You see, federal government just wants to have legislation over it. It is not a question of whether governors did well with it or not.
All right, Mr. Joseph from Ring Road, he's saying that shouldn't governors from the South, or he's expecting governors from the South to be quite vocal about this water resources bill at this point. What is your take on that?
Yes, if the governments of South and even Southwest, because we have quite a lot of waters in this area of the country, if they decide to keep quiet, you see, one of the callers said that Nigeria, and I said it too, that Nigerians just like to be docile. You just keep quiet and you say yes, God day. So if the governors decide to say God day, federal government will even take their seats someday. That's just it.
Okay, let me take this comment from Oluwafemi Temitayo Fality from Facebook, our Facebook page, Pensioners FM. He says, well done, brother and sister. Good morning and hope you enjoyed United. Yes, we did. And yours. He said to his observation, I wonder why Ghanaians will be going against Nigerians. He's talking about international relations now between Ghana and Nigeria, saying, I wonder why Ghanaians will be going against Nigerians in their country, despite the fact that we're both Africans and they also have their people here. I think our government has a lot to do on this humiliation by fellow Africans. Such act was taken against Nigerians in South Africa too. I think this is getting out of hand, and we need to reclaim our right and honor from these countries. Thanks. God bless Pensioners FM, and God bless you all. God bless you too, Oluwafemi Temitayo Fality. We have a caller on the line. Let's answer this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Taiwo from Akana.
All right, you'll be the last caller on the show this morning. Quickly, your reaction.
We have people who can talk. When government says this, we have people who can tackle them. And when somebody tackled them and that person was arrested, we support that man, but we don't. Look at Owore when something happened that time. We're supposed to follow that man. Everybody, we come out with every vehicle, block road, do everything that Ghana did. So we're supposed to tackle what the government said. We have people to talk, but nobody support. We support what somebody did. That is it, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Tajudeen Okel from Akron. He wants us to be more active and, of course, to back our words with action there. All right, the time for us to go on the program has come because we would not be able to take any more calls. Special thanks to everyone who called in today and contributed on the show. Oluwafemi Temitayo Fality on Facebook, Taufik Akim Banuso also on Facebook saying good morning to you too. And also Williams from Ologweru, Mr. John Njoku from Mokola, Ojo from Bodija, Joseph from Ring Road, and also Mr. Tajudeen Oke from Akron. Let's do this again tomorrow at the same time, 7 a.m. to 7:45 in the morning on Pensioners 106.7 at Barigo, near Kebado. Mr. Femi Olukunle, thank you very much for coming again on the show.
It's my pleasure, my brother.
All right, from my end, I say have a wonderful Wednesday, and of course, do well in the September. Welcome to the Ember Month. My name is Babafemi Obideyi.
We sincerely appreciate you, our callers and listener this morning, as well as our viewer. Tomorrow is another day when we get to do this again. My name is Bilqees, Ishola, Taiwo. Enjoy your day.
Pensioners FM. This is Africa's model.
Looking for that radio station that will serve you better. Best of sports, entertainment, you go know we be master. Information, education, now we get to make you era. Enter the place, we set the place where you come following the race and say, I better go on you make it 106.7. 106.7.